gentlemen, we're in for an incredible night. Oh, we're taking it up a notch. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. Wes and Mike Teasy coming all strong, straight into the end zone. Hey, be sure you stick around because we're only getting warmed up.
I kept the faith, keeping the faith. I know you got it. Yeah, out of my way, give me some space, just family around me. Yeah, putting in work, won't say a word till they announce it. Hey, determined to get it, I'm focused and driven. What you know about it? Thanks to the sun. Hey, you see the melanin? Yeah, we just begun. Yeah, in my element. Came through clean looking, like a president. Martinelli porn, we celebrating with elegance. Yes, it's for the women you see by my side. She gave me reason to fight. Yes, mama, we made it. I know that you proud. Dad always told me stay true to the route. It's for the veal, golden the teal. Kids walk around with the gold in their grill. Told you my focus, I never lost hope, and I'm giving them something they feel. I keep it trill, ain't no counterfeit. How does it feel if you got it?
Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of High Top Sports. I'm your host this evening, Shelton Walker. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn the bell on. We got some good news, baby. We got some commits. That's plural. Not one, not two. Well, two. Fired up, baby. It's a good day. It's a good day. We should be fired up. Look, it's a depth ad. We'll talk all about it. We'll get all into it. We're excited about it. We have a great store and show for you guys today on a Monday. Yeah, we're starting to turn the heat up a little bit. It's the talking season. It's off season. That doesn't mean we shut it down. Doesn't mean we go to sleep. We turn up a little bit. We get fired up. Get ready to rock and roll. All right? Let's dive right into the topics we got ready to line up for you guys today. Obviously, we got some commits that we got to go over. Okay, got to talk about that a little bit. Then we've got a big offensive lineman, Keontae Goodwin. That's on the mark that everybody's got their eyes poked on, okay? 2024 recruiting season, boys, all right? We're coming down to the wire here. Next Wednesday wraps up 2023, and my goodness, can't come soon enough. We will be live February 1st for all things 2023, and there's going to be some 2024 commits, including the number one quarterback in the country, Ellis Robinson. Excuse me. Then we're going to talk about Joey B. Joey just J Money, okay? Joey Burr, okay? Joe Shiesty, okay? Joe, he's got your wife all up in his TikTok, okay? Whatever you want to call him, the man's got it going on. Got to talk about it a little bit. Then Arch Manning is back in the news. He went away for a little while. He's been quiet. But, you know, we're going to find a way to pluck him back in because it's Arch Manning. He's going to be, outside of Dion, probably one of the top 5 topics next year, in my opinion, depending on what happens with old Sam or Quinn Ewers. I was going to call him Sam. Quinn Ewers. So we will see. Guys, welcome to the show. Mama, Lucas Mann, Billy Ballsack making moves. I love it. Jordan Dragon, what's up? Matthew Connor, let's go Gators from St. George, Georgia. Blake Owens, Billy Ballsack. Duddles, is it 2006 yet? I don't think so, big guy. But we're getting there. One day at a time. One day at a time. Robert Nugent, Blue Chip Belly. Billy strikes again. 2 times for the man. 2 times for the man is right, baby.
How about them Gators?
Let's go. Scott, 020. Fabian, Daniel Riviera, what's up, baby? Back at it again. Vince, Matthew Walker, JR, UF Shorts, Jerry West. Is it the Jerry West from the Lakers? What's up, man? Let's see here. Gator Nation, Alex Compton. What's going on, boys? Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. You look fantastic, all of you. Todd Freeman, 1 month of memberships. Want to get your piggy in there, baby. And Leroy says, really hope we get that Kentucky offensive tackle. You ain't lying. Brandon Yo-Yo, Ricky, EW, Ed DePriest. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to the show. Let's get some likes in there. Let's get fired up. Let's have a fantastic show, okay? First order of business, okay? First order of business. Boom. We got some commits, baby. We got a couple of them. We got to talk about them, okay? I know some of you, look, most of you are positive, which I love seeing because I had a feeling like, oh, it's just 3 stars, blah, blah, blah. Look, we got some good news, okay? We needed the running back depth from Cameron Carroll from Tulane, okay? That was a must. I spoke about this in the recruiting class because we did miss out on 2 running backs in the 2023 class, only getting Trayon Webb. Not only in a negative way, Trayon Webb is going to do some great things at University of Florida, but we did lose a few guys in the portal and to the draft. So we needed to, I don't think we lost any to the draft, just to the portal. Naquan left, obviously. So needed to fill in that hole. So he did not play this year. He was injured. So if you go look at his stats, doesn't have any. But he was a starter the last 2 years. I got his stats right here. In 2021, he rushed for 516 yards. Not the greatest. Average 4.6 a carry. The year before that, though, that was his moneymaker year. 741 yards with 6.1 yards a carry. Big senior back. 6 foot, like 225. So, look, maybe be good kind of pluck in there for, late third down plays. Again, we needed this. If you guys don't think we did, you're crazy. We did. We definitely needed to add to the depth that we were lacking. So, huge pickup. I know we all wanted Aston Martin from Memphis, I believe. I don't know if he's committed just yet, but I know where he is committing for what he's been saying. I can't believe if he's verbally announced that yet. But he went there to go play to be the number one guy. So, I respect that, right? I think Cameron Carroll wants to come play for, a solid university, play behind some big offensive tackles, all right? And be able to kind of have a little bit of a late surgence in his career. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw him a lot on special teams. If I had to put my money down on it, that's where I could see him playing. So, look, super excited to have the addition of Cameron Carroll. What are your guys' thoughts on that? You guys excited about that? In the comments, how are you feeling about the addition? Again, I think everyone's pretty on the same consensus of, we're pretty fired up about it. Pretty excited about it. What happened to the transfer, Aston Martin? He, like I said, he decided to go elsewhere. He's not coming to the University of Florida due to the fact that he wanted to, again, play more of a full-time, full-role position as a starter position. So that's where we're at with that. The linebacker from Houston. Again, the linebacker room is bumping, boys. Okay? Houston linebacker transfer Manny Nunnery, I believe is how it's pronounced. That is added to Michigan linebacker Deuce Spurlock, Ohio State linebacker Dahada Mitchell. Okay? Not on top of the guys who already have Shamar James and Wingo. So, loving the linebacker room now. Looking extra thick. Looking extra juicy. Okay? When you don't have, again, this isn't a knock, but when you don't have the 5-star style type of guys, right? A Harold Perkins out in LSU, who we missed out on last year, who was an absolute terror this year on defense. What do you go do? You go fill it up with some quantity style type players so you can shuffle them in, shuffle them out. So we'll see who takes over the starting job. I don't believe that this kid's coming in to be the guy, but I could be wrong. I know he did a lot of special teams for Houston from what I was reading. So it looks like Florida has him pegged to be a weak outside linebacker. Okay, or a weak inside linebacker. So that's kind of what they're looking at him for right now. As for his stats, he took in part in 25 games last year. He counted for 81 tackles, 48 solo tackles, and 8 tackles for a loss with 3.5 sacks and 1 forced fumble. No slouch by any stretch of the imagination. So again, great addition to the depth to what we've already got. I'm loving about it. I'm loving this. I'm loving what Billy is doing here late. I thought the portal closed a few days ago. Apparently nobody knows when this damn thing closes. People were landing left and right today. The portal was hotter today than when it was supposed to be hot. It's a blast to keep track of. But we also have one more commit that we're looking at, that we're eyeing, I think, to wrap up the 2023 season, the portal season, I guess you could say. Looks like, I think, we're from a recruiting aspect, we are done. But Keontae Goodwin, the offensive tackle from Kentucky. It's between the 3 people right now, which is Florida, Louisville, and Kentucky. Kentucky has their eye on him. They do not want to let him go. He's a 4/5-star, I think, depending on where you looked. Coming out of high school, I believe he's like the 11th ranked offensive tackle in the portal currently. Be a massive pickup here for Billy and the boys to land this, especially with Waiters going down with an AC. That was AC? No, meniscus tear, I believe. So would be a huge addition to what is already looking like going to be a pretty thick line. Looking like a healthy, thick, just juicy. This kid's like 6'8", 380, I believe. Something like that. Some like just crazy nonsense. Some just absolute just behemoth of a young man. I know he had some great visits while he was at Florida. Spoke highly of him. But look, if you're already at somewhere and they're still pretty high on you, it's gonna be hard to pull them from the grasp, from those grasp. Again, Louisville is on the list as well. Louisville is like silently making a little bit of a run here. I don't know if anyone's noticed. They landed that linebacker back in the Under Armour game. I can't remember if he was like the number 2 or number 1 defensive lineman. I'm pretty sure he was number 1 defensive lineman or something like that. And is Louisville something we need to be worried about? I missed something? Like they kind of pulling some strings here, boys. So entering the portal is closed. Thank you, Daniel Riviera. Thank you. Okay. And yes, Lucas, we do need some O-line help. We definitely do. And I think Florida fans would take a deep breath if we could land this one here. This one would, I think, kind of calm the nerves a little bit. It would give old Hurts Mertz. We would feel more confident in his ability to do what he needed to do. And then obviously the running back room, we know what they can do. And we've got to put those right guys in front of them. So we'll be really excited to see TJ Capers. Thank you, Matthew Walker. Be really excited to see if we could pull this off. Look, I was watching Josh Pate, and he was talking about the future of the Florida Gators. And he mentioned something. We talked about with Chris Dorian, too, just the other night. If you guys haven't seen that, we interviewed with Chris Dorian last night. Absolutely incredible. Make sure you guys tune into that if you have not seen it. It was a great interview. But he talked about, again, the future of the Gators, Billy Napier, what he's trying to do, what he is trying to build. And the biggest thing is, and what I've been preaching on here this entire time, is patience, right? It's going to take time. Florida is in a weird state. Obviously, with the NIL situation, we're trying to bounce back from what happened with Jaden Rashada, how that unfolded. Look, who's to blame, who's not to blame? How does it look on the organization? And I think Dorian nailed it on the head last night. He said, look, as much as I am frustrated about what happened with Florida and the NIL and Jaden Rashada and how it's embarrassing and how it's come out, I'm more frustrated in the fact, I would have been more frustrated with the fact if we would have given the man $13 million. Now, to that number, he did confirm, he goes, I can confirm that it was $13 million. I did see some of you say, well, it was $7 million that we were going to pay him $7 million, and then we owed Miami $6 million. At the end of the day, it sounds like Florida would have been responsible for paying $13 million. Now, who was getting that $13 million? Doesn't really know, but it sounded like Florida was going to be responsible for it anyway. How? So I think as Florida fans, if we realize, hey, pretty quickly, like we shouldn't be getting ourselves into this predicament or into this financial situation, should be kind of promising, like, look, we kind of maybe bit off more than we can chew. So, look, I have been a Billy believer this entire time. I know we got some people in the chats that are not Billy believers. The haters are going to come out. They're going to say Florida's broke. They're going to say Florida's a dumpster fire. They're going to say some raunchy things. And look, they've got every right to. We as Florida fans have been loud and proud for a very long time. And when you kind of get punched in the face a few times, it's going to happen. So, look, take it on the chin. I think we're in good hands. I think things are moving in the right direction. All of the recruits from 2024 and even guys in the portal that have came to Florida, when you ask them, hey, how are things going there? They're like, look, love the culture, love the energy. Everyone I speak to, it feels like it's family. And I think that's what they're trying to build. They're trying to build a family. It's interesting to see it you see kids dropping their top 5, top 20 offers, etc. And there's top talented guys that Florida is not on the list of even offers. And it's interesting, right? Because it looks like, hey, are we just now starting to focus on certain style of players, mindsets, etc.? Are we going after a particular style of player? I don't know. I could be looking into it too much, but that's kind of, I'm just watching things kind of function from an outside perspective, right? Of how these players are, of who we're ending up on, of who we're not ending up on, etc. Something else I noticed I want to go over really quick, and you guys can think about this and kind of let me down in the comments what your thought process on this is. But our two offensive tackles, Ethan White and Michael Tarquin, both of them obviously entered into the portal. Do you know where both of them went? You guys second. You know where both ended up landing? The final one closed the puzzle today. Ethan White, he committed today. I'll tell you. Went to USC. Okay, they both have committed to USC. The reason I bring that up is if you look at their style of offense, right, with Caleb Williams, that style of quarterback, what they're trying to accomplish there. They've got a quarterback that can move around, that's going to run, it's going to use his feet, slings the ball a lot. They're not really a heavy run team. Maybe that's more appealing to those offensive tackles, right? Obviously, they were recruited for a certain style of play. Obviously, Anthony Richardson, Emory Jones fit that style of Caleb Williams, right? More of a run-first mentality. Those offensive linemen, in my opinion, fit that mold. And as much as it hurt, in my opinion, I felt like losing Tarquin and Ethan White, those are pretty big blows, especially on the offensive side of things. I feel like we as a team and as a family felt the offensive line was the healthiest and most exciting piece to the puzzle. And when we lose two pieces on top of two guys in the NFL, it was a big blow, massive blow there. But look, I think we should understand, to see why it is happening, right? I mean, it makes sense. It shouldn't be as they left us just to go play for Bama or whatever it may be, right? Look, USC is a great school. I think it's a great addition, but it seems to be fitting to more of the style of offensive tackle that they are. Could be wrong. Again, making a speculation from what I'm seeing there, but you guys let me know what you guys think. Let's see. Come on, Daniel. Chill out, bro. Chill out with the negativity. You got your back-to-back. Just chill out for a little bit. Let's not football season. Let's hang out and have a good time. Guys, 250 people in here. Thank you for stopping by, hanging out. Like, subscribe if you're brand new. We're at 48 likes. Would love to. You guys should bump it up some more. Helps us out a lot when you guys show that you lets me know we're doing a good job and you guys like it. So I would appreciate it. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think about that situation with USC. Am I too crazy? Am I right? Am I spot on? That's kind of my thoughts on it. So, all right, boys. Moving on. 2024. Look, I'm ready. I'm ready, guys. I don't know about you, but I am ready to get the train rolling here to 2024. I keep talking about it, hoping that we can move on to it, but 2023 seems to just keep coming back to us. And it's funny because we're in 2023, but you guys don't talk about recruiting aspect. Look, a lot of news. So I saw Stacey Gage today announced his top 4, which Stacey Gage has been a top focus for Florida. I know we've talked about him on the show a couple of times. I spoke to DJ Lagway about this of, hey, is Stacey Gage, a hot commodity for you? And of course. But Stacey Gage tweeted at him and said, hey, wherever you go, big bro, I'm going. So I'm like, well, shit. Like, that was me. That's an automatic lock. You know what I'm saying? Like, you out here tweeting it. Ain't nobody tell you to tweet that. Obviously, he played at IMG. He no longer plays at IMG. He went back to his high school. It's somewhere in Florida, down South Florida. And I want to say he was at the he was not at 7-on-7 this weekend. I apologize. But he has announced his 4 official visits. He gets 5 of them, remember. He's going to Oklahoma, Ohio State, Bama, and USC is the 4th one. The 5th is, he said, kind of, it's left up to, whoever can make it happen between Florida, Colorado, and a few others. So it's going to be interesting to see if Florida, how heavy Florida, goes after this kid and how interested they are in him. Again, this is kind of what I was talking about of Florida seems to be very particular about who they're going after, not just throwing a blanket and hoping that it sticks. Hey, if we're going to go after a guy, we're going to fully commit. And I think Jarrett Gibson, the number 1 running back in the country right now for 2024, seems to be leaning towards Florida, which is phenomenal news. That could be turning Stacey away, right? Now, he's been pretty adamant about Oklahoma. I know my little brother who played with him and knows him from IMG, spoke to him a while back when he visited Florida. Stacey Gage visited Florida. My little brother there was there with him. He's like, yeah, definitely. He's definitely leaning towards Oklahoma. That was a long time ago, right? Obviously, things have changed. But even now, I think he seems still pretty heavy with Oklahoma and in Ohio State. It's interesting to kind of watch these guys and how they function. It feels like the schools nobody can keep a secret anymore. You know what I mean? When things start to go good or go well for these schools, they'll start posting more about that particular player because they feel, pretty confident that the kid's going to come. So Ohio State's been posting a lot about him as well, too. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, Ohio State has a great run of great, thick running backs. And I know he was just there this past weekend or something like that and he did an interview on that. So I think, look, as much as I think we all would like Stacey Gage, it doesn't feel that it's going to be happening. He wants to commit before the start of his senior season. So how soon would that be? I don't know, but I can imagine it probably happen over the summer if I had to guess. He seems like a guy that wants to get in and be a part of the recruiting process, kind of like Treyon Webb. Remember, Treyon Webb committed back in, I want to say June, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he was definitely committed before Friday Night Lights, which is in July. So I'd expect these kids probably May and June to start committing so they can go into that, their senior season, not having to worry about traveling, going to schools, etc. Can go to their school that they want to play for and start recruiting that guys that aren't fully committed yet. But I wouldn't sag our head on the fact that we're not a hot topic for Stacey Gage. Again, simply on the fact that I wouldn't be surprised if Jarrett Gibson is part of the reason for pushing him away a little bit. So that's where we stand on that. And then we've got a big tight end news. Obviously, that's been kind of the biggest topic of today. Caleb Odom, 4-star from Georgia tight end, says that Florida is, high on his list currently. Again, this was a comment from him that most of these recruits have been saying, says, I felt like the day was all about relationships. We built a great relationship with Coach Piegler and had my grandma here. It was great that she was able to see what's going on. They kept mentioning education was very important. It's great to have a school where they value education. It's been amazing. I feel like he's always texting me, again, speaking of Coach Piekler, whether it's 6 a.m. or at night, asking about how my basketball games went and all that. It's been great. I think I speak for all of us when I say how important for us to land this massive tight end. We obviously have Arlos Boardingham that committed in the 2023 class that we did not see this year, but hoping to see some more of him this year. But I think we can, from Kyle Trask to what Georgia was able to do with their tight ends, what Utah was able to do with their tight ends, can all agree that a solid, thick, juicy, just voluptuous tight end is highly important to the success of any football team. Even this weekend in the NFL, George Kittle, Travis Kelce, dogs, right? Even what is it, Hurst from the Bengals? I mean, dogs, right? So a great tight end is gonna be huge. So July 7th, web popped. Okay, little off there. Thank you, Lucas. But yes, we definitely need to go ahead and try to reel that one in there. As for his stats, he's a 4-star tight end. Do I have his stuff pulled up here? Let me see, young grasshopper. He's got a few offers though on the table. On3 has him going to Georgia Tech. They've got Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, Louisville, and obviously Florida as his schools. This is On3. I know how we all kind of feel about them. Let's go to, man, I feel like On3 is really kind of, and this isn't like a knock. I mean, it is. I mean, I don't really have, I kind of say my things about them, but I mean, I still use them. But, and they got some great writers there from Florida that go there, that write for them. But, so Auburn, Boston College, Colorado is on his college list, Duke, and then Florida. So, look, could be one that we could pull out of the, pull a little diamond out of the rough. He's a 13th tight end in the country, ranked 248th. So, would be a big pickup for the Florida Gators there. Would be a huge addition to the squad. So I appreciate you guys coming by, hanging out. We've already talked about the commits. We've talked about Keontae Goodwin. If you're late, going over 2024 recruit right now, make sure you guys like, subscribe. I do appreciate you guys dropping in and hanging out. So obviously another one is Joseph Phillip from Booker T, linebacker, 3-star linebacker. He visited this past weekend, I believe, and also had another great visit with the Florida Gators. A lot of 3-stars visited this weekend. What does that mean? Not quite sure, but there was another linebacker as well, or a defensive lineman that visited this past weekend. So hopefully we're not becoming 3-star U, but it looks like, again, we're going after a certain style of player there. So let's see how the chat is doing. You guys have been busy as usual. Almost 69 likes. There we go. Voluptuous? You damn right. Oof. You damn right. Facts. Let's see. Okay, I want to talk about this. I love this. Callie says, Brewster's opening speech that Prime posted on YouTube. Dude gets after. Are you talking about the one when he says sit down and, like, get up and we coming? Is that the video that you're referring to? Q and Brian Johnson. Yeah, yep. Oh, yeah, I forgot about him. Fishing, how you doing, man? Good to see you, big guy. Good to see you. Yes, Alex says we want a big tight end. Kittle is a savage. Kittle is a savage. Swamp says pause. Jack Fiber needs a breakout year. Yeah, so I was thinking about that the other night in the shower. That's my B. Not like that, okay? I think about, kind of just the future of the Florida Gators when I got a minute, okay? And I happen to be, you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys have your kind of like your clearest thoughts in the shower. Like it's not just me, right? Like I'm not crazy. Can I get some confirmation? Like don't leave me hanging here like I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyways, so I was in the shower thinking about the future of the Florida Gators. And Jack Fiber was one on my list. I'm like, man, I'm excited because, again, like he's a linebacker, right? He puts that I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. You guys see, this is what I was not. I don't even have a chance. You guys are just, Nah, okay. Just me. All right, just me. I'll have to take this one. It's live. There's no hiding from this one. You know what I'm saying? Oh, geez, I'm done. All right, I'm blushing. I'm just kidding. Look, I think, when I would see him on the special teams, the guy was an absolute terror. And he's obviously a Jacksonville from Bowles, local kid. Looked great on special teams. He was an animal. So I was excited. I'm thinking about, man, I would love to see how well he's going to do. I mean, he's somebody who's hungry, was a 3-star coming out of high school, but got overlooked by the Mullen crew. Billy went and picked him up. So, again, another 3-star that could turn into something fantastic. So we kind of knock on these 3 stars, 4 stars, etc. But it'll be interesting to see because that's been someone that's been there since, Billy's first time. High-quality player, in my opinion. We'll see how he does. You guys are really letting it loose, I see. Really letting it loose, huh? Look, that's fair. It is what it is. It is what it is. I kind of ran into that one. Yeah, Darius Hayes. See you guys asking about him, the 4-star edge. Look, like I said, these sites, they write about players when they feel comfortable about them. A lot has been spoken about Darius Hayes. Again, would be a huge pickup to what I feel like is starting to become a pretty healthy defensive line. It seems like, again, we're kind of learning Billy. We're learning his ways. We're learning how he's kind of maneuvering through this whole NIL process. And it's interesting to see the type of guys he's going after. So we've got that first year in the bag. It's something we talked about last year too, or talked about with Chris Dorian last night about attrition and, what we saw this past year and how many people entered into the portal at the end of the season. And what he mentioned, he goes, look, I think we should all kind of take a step back because no attrition happened outside of Emory Jones in the beginning of the season. And I expected more attrition to happen at that time, which it didn't. And I spoke to it all year long. I spoke to it before the season. I spoke to it during the season. I spoke to it during the middle of the season. And I spoke to it towards the end of the season. Beginning of the season, we would see certain things of why is Naquan starting? Why is this person starting? Why isn't Kamari Wilson in? Why is Trey Dean still in? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? And I kept saying, I was like, look, Billy's got to come in and establish himself. He comes in and just railroads the program. It's going to be hard to get anybody to buy in, okay? Over the course of 6 weeks, we started to see a transition. We started to see Billy's guys getting more time and the non-Billy guys not getting those times. Then we have the dismissal of Brenton Cox, and then it started to unravel towards the end of the year. But one thing that Chris said last night that I have been preaching as well is you never saw anybody quit. No matter what happened, nobody ever quit on Florida. So, look, I think to that, we should expect it, obviously what he's been able to do. That's why we saw a massive attrition towards the end of the season. But again, what I'm saying is I'm excited to see how he builds this season now that everybody that's there now is essentially bought into the Billy way. They're bought into that process. They're bought into himself. The guys that he has fits his style, fits his program, etc. Something I've been seeing too on Twitter, I think it was DeJuan Black and Dejon Reynolds, I believe, saying, yeah, these Mullen guys are, kind of finding their way around. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but they're kind of throwing some shade of us Mullen guys were doing just fine because we would always, the voices would say, once Billy gets his guys in and gets these Mullen guys out of there, we'll be good. I think some of us were speaking to the quality of Mullen guys. More so what I was referring to is, look, when you get recruited by a coach, you're recruited for a couple of reasons. One, you fit their style of coaching, right? You fit that personality. You fit the culture. You fit the family. Well, when a new coach comes in and you don't fit that, I don't care how good you are, there's a point where it's like, look, this isn't going to work because I don't fit the culture anymore. And now I think the players are taking a little personal, but I get it. But more so, it's just look, they're not fitting into, they weren't fitting into the Billy way. Not that they were bad or they sucked or anything. It's just look, you're not fitting his system. You're not working. And you're not going to buy into the system because it's not working for you, which makes you not bought in even more. So hopefully the shower comment has went down because I quit watching because how I was getting railroaded. Okay, anything goes in the shower. Fiber was an underrated 3-star. Agree. Zachary Vega says it's all right, dude. I think about high top sports in the shower every single day. Well, see, look, I appreciate that, Zach. I appreciate that. There's worse things you could think about in the shower. Just me? Okay. I don't have time to think in the shower. I have 2 little girls that could pull the curtain and let in the cold air any second. Ooh, that's what it sounds like. A war zone. Sounds like a war zone in there, baby. Money says, I'm curious to see how Arlos Boardingham looks this spring. Him and Hanson, the 6'8" tight end freshman. That's going to be fun. Look, I think we should be excited. I asked Chris yesterday, what's his prediction for the Gator season next year? And look, I think it's going to be something interesting, man. I think that's why I love it. I get excited every year because how I look at it is the years you expect to be good, you're not, and the years you don't expect to be good, you are. So you got to play the games. And Chris said it last night too. He said, I think winning the Utah game, and I talked about this too, kind of ruined the year for the Gators because we go out there, they win that game, and look, I'll be the first to admit, I thought we were gonna win the whole damn natty, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like you get blinded by the light, you get the beer goggles on, and you guys are gonna be like, no, I knew we were gonna win. Shut up. you guys were fired up when we had that bad boy going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm excited, and I'm ready to rock and roll for next year. So how about the protests on the players and students to get Ed Reed back? I haven't seen much about that. I've been seeing a little bit of it on Twitter. But I was wondering if anything was going to come of that because of just how passionate he was, his kind of going away speech of, what he wanted to do, and people were excited. The players were excited. I think, kids that go to Bethune-Cookman were excited. They felt like it's like, hey, this is what Jackson State feels like. It's like we're like the next Dion. That's exactly how it felt. You know what I mean? They were superstars for a little bit. Everybody knew who Bethune-Cookman was. You know what I mean? So, I love it. Tony Jimma says, let my man Billy Bags work. Is that the U or like a praise? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. I think Ed Reed needs to come back, but I don't think they will. We're going in a different direction tonight. What do you mean? We've been going straight the whole time. I think. Almost 100 likes, boys. Ed Reed is not prime. Hoof. It's just always the opposite with you, my guy. I'm not saying he's prime. I'm saying it was the same energy. You gotta come on, man. I've got to connect these things here. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pick what I'm putting down sometimes. Okay, not to you. I didn't think so, Tony. You gotta see what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What a Q? Oh, Q says, if you know what I know, they won't hire Ed Reed back. What's up, Q? We listen. What's up, Q? What's up? We listening? Duddles, Sheldon, you should do a duck race and winner gets free merch. You know what? I already plan on doing a duck race Wednesday. So that's a great idea, and we will be doing one Wednesday. I was thinking that. We got to get some more high-top merch out there into the world, into the stratosphere. I remember, Sheldon, when you were doing the live stream after the Utah game, I was going buck wild, bro. That was a different level that I was humming, as I like to say. All right, boys and girls. I've been ranting a little too long. Let's move on to our next topic of discussion, that being the greatest quarterback in the NFL right now. Joey Shiesty. Joey B. Joey, you better hide your wife. You better hide your mama because he's coming. Okay? Joey B is him. Facts. And I love it because our boy McPherson is kicking balls for him. So I'm excited about it. But I'm tired of hearing about Josh Allen being the best. Tired of hearing about Patty Mahomes. Tired of hearing about Justin Herbert. Okay? Tua. No, it's Joey. It's Joe Shiesty time. The guy's about to go to Super Bowls in back-to-back seasons. In his third year, first year blows out his knee. Just explodes it, right? Then he loses to 99-year-old Matt Stafford in the just absolutely stacked Rams. Stacked. They're like the Dodgers of football last year. Look how that one panned out for him. Completely just imploded, right? Which shows you what the Bengals are building. Nasty. Okay? Nasty. I'm loving it. I got Joey B in the Bengals by 50. Okay? By 50. I don't know if you guys saw this video here, but it was at this moment. This clip right here, if I'm in the stands and I'm a Bills fan and I see this, I'm leaving. Because I know that when this happens, it's Bengals by 50 all day. It was never a doubt. You got the snow falling. You got the white ice jerseys, baby. And he just flicks it. Flicks it. You want to talk about swagger? Bro, the guy is cooler than the other side of the pillow, my dudes. Okay? Look at him. I always like to make the comparison because we got this new age of quarterbacks coming in the NFL versus the old dudes, right? The old dudes being Rodgers, Tommy, Peyton, Breeze. Who's my guy? Peyton, or what's his name? Rivers. Can't think of his first name. Out in San Diego. Well, now L.A. And it looks like Herbert just kind of filled in, right? Just kind of filled in the Rivers spot. But Joey B, in my opinion, looks like he could be the next Tuan. And what I mean by that, not necessarily going to win 7 Super Bowls, but just his mentality, the way he carries himself. You got Patty Mahomes that's got a crazy wife, crazy brother. He's got lifestyles outside of that. He be getting $500 million contracts. He's blowing cash left and right, doing State Farm commercials. He's like the face. He's all about the people, loving it, having fun. He's got swagger too, don't get it twisted, but he's more vocal, right? You got T-Law, bad honey on his side, partying, doing crazy things, doing whatever he's got to do. But then you got Joey B, okay? The cool, calm, collected. The quarterback plays like a serial killer, okay? We talked about this today. Thank you, Steve, for reminding me, okay? He's the Dexter of quarterbacks, Joey B, all right? When he's walking around, you're like, that's a good-looking dude, great jawline. You don't feel threatened at all. He'll lure you into his van/Beetle all day long, okay? Who was the guy that Zac Efron played? That's who he is too, okay? And then he'll bring you home, and he'll slice and dice your ass up just like he did the Buffalo Bills last night, okay? That's Joey B in a nutshell, all right? The man, the myth, the legend, and we're 4 likes away from 100 people. Like, what are we doing? You guys are killing me. You're killing me. Matt Ryan? No, not Matt Ryan. I mean, he is part of those old guys, I guess. Who would be the new Matt Ryan? I don't even know. I don't know. He is on his way out, though. Home Alone? Don't do that to my boy. Don't do that to my boy, Joey B. Look at this. It's on. It's on. That's not what I wanted. Yeah. I love it, though. I think it's great for them, and I'm excited to see them win the Super Bowl. I really am. I love it. Well, who's your pick for the Super Bowl? What's up, Keandre? What's going on, man? How you doing, fam? I got one more video here, and I don't know if I deleted it or what. But moving on. We, Steve and I, had a blast. I am a mess. Had a blast all offseason last year talking about old Archie Coe. Old Archie Manning. And he was the hottest topic until he wasn't, because everyone wanted to know where he was going to go. And then he decided where he was going to go, and nobody talked to him about him anymore. He's cool and collected. He reminds me of Joey B. Doesn't really care about all the hoopla and all the nonsense. He just likes to come in, have some fun, and do his thing, and get it done straight. He's all business. But I've been wondering when the conversation was going to come up about who's going to be the starter. Is it going to be Arch? Is it going to be Quinn? I think we all know it's going to be Quinn. But here's the pressure that's going to come with this, okay? Here's this video I want to show you guys really quick here. That's not what I wanted to do. Here's this video I wanted to show you guys really quick of Arch. This video is already exploding over the internet of him just throwing absolute dimes with nobody around him, no pads on, but just a slinger about 50 yards down the field. People are going absolutely berserk over it. Absolutely bananas. And this is my concern for Quinn. And this is why I said, I wonder how long the Quinn train's going to last. And what's going to be exciting is I feel like we're going to have a hot, free agency next year in the portal, because I feel Quinn's going to hit it. He has 1 or 2 bad games. The Arch chants are going to roar in Texas. They are going to be hooting and hollering for old Archie M. Now, I know they love themselves some Quinn and some mullet time. And I think Ewers, showed them a lot of love. I think they're excited for what he can do. But I am concerned on the fact of more clips like this pop out and just the battle that's going to happen in spring training. It's going to be a fun one. But look, I think Arch is a chill dude. I think he's cool, calm, and collected. I think he keeps it 100. I wonder how competitive he's going to be. How much is he going to really want it, or is he going to just stay in his lane? He seems like a stay in the lane type of guy, and he's like, I'm just going to go hang out in Texas and do me and have a good time. I don't know if you guys saw his LinkedIn post. Arch Manning post. This guy doesn't post on social media, but when he did, he decided to post on LinkedIn. If you didn't see it, I got you. I pull it up right now. The world also exploded when he did that. That's my thing, guys. Like he pisses the wrong way, and people lose it. The guy's lost his ID twice, and it's been an absolute hoot to watch. So, like I said, I think he's gonna be the next biggest thing outside of Dion for next year. So he's gonna be fun to watch. I mean, we're all gonna want to know what's going on with old Archie Arch down there in Texas. I gotta pull up his LinkedIn because it's too good not to. All right, this is what he posted to LinkedIn. It's the observation for my first 2 weeks at the 40 Acres University, Texas, Austin. It's the tag. Number 1, everyone wants to help out when you misplace your student ID. You lost it twice. Number 2, everything's bigger in Texas. Number 3, Austin, Texas is the coolest city I've ever been to. 4, you can get in plane shape just walking across campus. 5, I'm already slipping some y'alls and fixin' tos into my vocabulary. And 6, this is home. Can't wait to get on the field. So we know Arch ain't going nowhere. But how long will Quinn stay? Will be the question. Texas plays Bama week 2. Oh, I love it. And it's in Bama, right, Muddy? Because obviously they played Texas at home. God, I wish Bama would have got Texas this year at home. That would have been something. That would have been something real special in that one. Whew. He's trying to set a trend, you think, with going to LinkedIn? Could be. JT, what did JT? Y'all think we land good one? I don't know, man. Kentucky could be making a little bit of a late pull here, trying to keep him, throwing him in the bag. Looks like Louisville's in the mix too. Obviously, Louisville, Kentucky, pretty close to one another, so some home ties maybe. But we need them. We need to pull them in. 49ers going to beat KC. So you don't even think the Eagles are going to beat the Niners, Muddy. I think Muddy has some hot takes, but we'll see. We'll see on that one. 49ers beating the Eagles, man. Jalen looks pretty good. Well, boys and girls, ladies and gents, I think it was a fantastic show. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments your thoughts, your opinions. How
about them Gators?
How about it? You know what I'm saying?
Go Gators.
Even Steve's pumped. So boys and girls, ladies and gents, I appreciate you guys as always coming by, hanging out, stopping by, dropping some love. Let me know your comments, how you're feeling, what's your thoughts, what's going on with this. And we will see you guys live Wednesday at 8:35. Old Steven Chad will be joining the show, as he always does on Wednesday. And then next Wednesday, we will be live throughout the day for Commitment Day. Reacting, cheering, having a good one, as usual. Hopefully we have some more good news by the end of the week. Hopefully we can land a good one and end the 2023 season at a high and get moving into 2024 recruiting. But then also start talking about 2023's class. The phases, we're going back to the phases again. Phase 1's happening right now for the Florida Gators. So it's going to be a good one. Matthew said, I love what Dorian had to say. I love that we were able to get Dorian on the show. I mean, that's something exciting in itself. Shelton, do you believe in Mertza? I'll leave you with this, Alex. I believe in Billy Bugatti, okay? I believe in Billy Ballsack. If Billy Ballsack says Graham Mertz is our guy, then I am going to be a Graham Mertz lover, okay? Jack Fiburn will move to the side in the shower, and Graham Mertz will position himself into my head. I'm in the shower, and I'll leave you guys at that. We'll see you boys in the next one. Peace and love. See ya.
Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into some